Hello, my cheesy minions, and those who might just be visiting this video, and is not a minion. No, but today I have a battle here against omegalatios. I think I battled him once or twice in the past. This is just a OU match, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm using Megadeoncy, a Pokemon I really don't use that much, despite the fact I really like it. Even more so in this generation, when it actually gets its base speed, its speed without having to go for the Protect. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and lead with my Magnezone here, as he leads with his for alligator. I don't know why it's named that. It threw me off. But no, this is a pretty nice matchup for me. Although I just decided to go for the Volt Switch, because I kind of figure he would try to switch out, and indeed he does. He goes into his Hydreigon, and yeah, I'm just gonna go to my Raikou, and I do have Hidden Power Ice, and now obviously these things are usually scarfed or something, so it'll probably outspeed me. And indeed he does go for the Draco Meteor. Now I do have the Assault Vest, so I'm confident that I should be able to take this okay, and yeah, I take about half from that, which is actually pretty impressive considering how much special attack Hydreigon has and how powerful Draco Meteor is as a move. So I'll take that. But anyway, I go for the Hidden Power Ice. It doesn't quite kill him, and here he makes kind of a surprising play. I kind of expected him to switch out because, there's plenty of reasons you want to keep your Scarf Hydreigon, alive, but instead he just kind of stays in here and goes for another Draco Meteor, which just gets some damage on me. But I didn't think he would be willing to sacrifice his Hydreigon like that. And now I'm going to go into my Deoncy, which of course is a Fairy type, is completely immune. And he actually decides just to sack off his Hydreigon here, so I'm not really sure what the logic is here, because Scarf Hydreigon can outspeed a lot of my Pokemon and obviously do some significant damage to some of my team. And actually, hilariously enough, he ends up struggling here because he runs out of Draco Meteor PP, because Raikou, of course, has Pressure. I don't know if he had that PP max either, I didn't count, but that's actually pretty hilarious to me. I never really see things, struggle to death very much. But anyway, in comes his, I did get off my Stealth Rocks, which is nice. In comes his, Ferrothorn, that's what that Pokemon's name is, and, yeah, he's just gonna go for his own Stealth Rocks. I was able to, however, go into my Magnezone, which is really excellent for me. He didn't predict this, and trap it with, of course, my ability. I don't have the Specs, in fact, I have the Scarf instead, but there's not really a whole lot he can do to me other than Leech Seed me anyway. And I'll get the 2-hit KO here with Hidden Power Fire. This is a Scarf Magnezone, not a Specs one, so, yeah, I can't just 1-hit KO it, unfortunately. But I will get the KO anyway on this really annoying Pokemon. Glad to get it down, although he was able to get up the Stealth Rocks on me, so that's kind of annoying. But yeah, he's just going to go into his Gliscor now, which I think can carry Defog now if he so chooses. Although that would get rid of his rocks that he just set up as well. So I'm going to go to my Mew, and the reason I went on my Mew actually is to Defog, and he ends up going for the Defog on his Gliscor, so I'm like, oh, sweet, that's pretty much all I wanted to do, and I actually don't really have much to do against this Gliscor. With this Mew, because it's kind of like a, was it a toolbox Mew? I don't really have any attacking moves other than Psychic, which probably wouldn't do that much to this thing, and I really don't want to take a Toxic, potentially, so I decided to go out into my, Deoncy, which is kind of a risky switch because he could have, easily went for the, Earthquake, but he ends up switching as well, going out into his, very dangerous Volcanion, sorry, not Volcanion, Volcarona. I always mix up those two, I always say the wrong one. No, that's Volcarona, and obviously he does not want to stay in. That was an excellent double switch for me, even though I wasn't really predicting that, because obviously I have the X4 effective rock move, and I'm just going to go for it, and he just goes into Gliscor wisely, and I do not want to take an Earthquake, so I'm going to go out into my Salamence, as he goes for a Toxic. So that was actually pretty ballsy. Knew that, I guess he predicted my switch, because obviously you can't Toxic Megadeoncy because of Magic Bounce, so, yeah, just a good play there for him. And, my Mence is just gonna go for a Dragon Dance. I figure, you know what, unless he has, like, Ice Fang or something, I don't think he can really hurt me that badly. And he just tries to go for the Roost, which is awesome. And, now I have +1 attack. This is actually a Dragonium Z, Salamence, so obviously I can hit really hard with Z Outrage. And I get kind of greedy, though. I go for another, Dragon Dance, which, looking back on it, was definitely unnecessary. He switches out, first of all. I didn't know if I needed +2. I probably almost certainly didn't, because of just how much attack Salamence naturally has. And plus, Z Outrage has, like, 200-something base power, so now I'm just going to go ahead and pop it off. Probably overkill at this point, but at least it's not going to waste a turn of Outrage, so, and I can just kill this thing, and I have Moxie, so now I have +3 attack on my freaking Salamence, which is absurd. After, of course, the Moxie boost kicks in. And, yeah, so I'm sitting at +2 speed, +3 attack. Unfortunately, I have that Toxic Poison, so I still have the turn limit. But actually, he comes in this Gliscor again, I go for the outrage. I was thinking that I could definitely kill a +3, so maybe I wouldn't have been able to kill a +1. So maybe it was a good thing I went for that second Dragon Dance, because this thing tanks a +3 outrage from a Salamence. That is ridiculous. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to tank 2, and I'm not dead to my poison quite yet. So I will be able to go ahead and take this guy out now with this outrage. Unfortunately, I will go down to myself. To the toxic poison. To show you how really bulky Gliscor is. Oh my god. But Salamence is now dead, so that kind of blows. But it did its job. It kind of broke that wall, Gliscor, and also took out his Feraligatr as well. That's one real threat another threat I don't really have to worry about. So in comes his Beedrill, named Venomoth for some reason. And yeah, he could have Drill Run, and I don't know if I can take one. I actually think I can, so I should have just stayed in. But I go into my Raikou just in case, just to sack that off instead. And he ends up just going for a U-turn, I think, so it's going to obviously be able to kill Raikou, but it does let me get into a matchup I want, because I know his last Pokemon other than this Beedrill is Volcarona, so it allows me to go into my Deontay, and there's really nothing he can do about it now. He did get rid of the Stealth Rocks, which is good. He needed to do that in order to get Volcarona back in, but yeah, I can obviously just go for a Diamond Storm X4. If he would have to risk Beedrill coming in, right, which he doesn't want to risk. He's hoping to finish the game with Beedrill, and I end up getting a defense boost with Deontay, so I'm like, well, yeah, Deontay should be able to just wrap this one up. And unfortunately for me, I was thinking, okay, Mega Beedrill is like paper defenses. I don't want to risk a miss, so I go for the Earth Power. Fun fact, that doesn't even come close to killing because it doesn't have stab, and that was stupid because now I get 2-hit KO'd, so that was stupid. I should have just went for that Diamond Storm to finish it off, but yeah, that was a definite misplay. I don't know why I did that, and now I'm like, okay, I really hope Scarf Magnezone can can outspeed Beedrill. It cannot, so now I'm like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Am I about to get, like, reverse swept by a Beedrill I should have just killed? So I'm going to go into my Mew. It's a physical and defensive Mew. So I'm like, well, I'm really hoping that I can kill this, or connect here with the Will-O-Wisp. That'll keep it from sweeping for sure. He goes for the knockoff, which is actually a really bad move for him because that does not an adaptability boost like U-turn would have been. So that was a mistake. He did knock off my item. He might have been able to actually kill me with a U-turn. Although, I guess I was really worrying for nothing because even though he kills Mew, I still have Tank Growth in the back who has like a ton of defense. But unfortunately, it's obviously weak to both of Beedrill's stab moves. I did get off the burn, so now I'm definitely going to win. I can definitely take a hit, but looking at how much damage he does here with Poison Jab, which is adaptability boosted, I would have been able to live one even before the burn. So that just shows you how physically bulky Tank Growth is, and that's one of the main reasons it's up to OU right now. Pretty ridiculous. But anyway, really good game there, omegalatios. I was definitely sweating at the end there. Almost let Mega Beedrill do its thing after dominating the early game, but thankfully I was able to, thankfully I still had Tangrowth to just be a champ. But anyway, today's question of the day is, actually, I don't think I had Psychic on that Mew either, because I would have definitely went for the Psychic. Just a note, I think it was actually just a 4, I think it's just, yes, I think I said I had Psychic on it, but I definitely didn't, because I would have definitely went for the Psychic instead of just trying to go for the burn. That would just be stupid. So I guess I was wrong about that point. But anyway, today's question of the day is, what is your least favorite Pokemon location, any Pokemon game? So it can either be a town or a round or just a place you really hate to visit. You don't like it. You know, it can pretty much be for any reason. As for me, I'm going to have to go with, I believe, the Gen 3 Victory Road. As most of you probably know, I'm not really a huge fan of Victory Road in general. I think it's just long and boring for the most part in most of the generations. But I think the Gen 3 one was by far the most cancerous, if I recall. It was a lot of just, you know, figuring it out just by wandering around. I'm not very good with that either, so leave a comment about that and see you guys again next time. Later.